Hey guys, Jason Timothy here, musicsoftwaretraining.com. This is for people that are a bit new to Ableton and kind of figuring out the session window, which is this clip window over here. Ableton comes with both a session window and an arrangement window, and this could be a little bit confusing to people that are new to Ableton. I get a lot of people that say, hey, I built my ideas in the session window. How do I turn it into a finished song? Where do I go from here? So let's say we've got this. This is just a real simple example. Sometimes people will make changes with different scenes. So each scene over here could be like a different section of your song. If it's a standard song, it could be like an intro, a verse, a bridge, a chorus, what have you. If it's an electronic song, it can be like your intro, your bass drop, the main part, your breakdown or second breakdown, that sort of thing, and you kind of build all these ideas here. So a lot of people don't know what to do once they've got their part here. So in this case, we've got this simple scene, and a scene is just a collection of different clips. So and so forth, right? So I've got this just basic part, right? The important thing to know is that even though you can build a song in the session window, it has to end up in the arrangement window for you to be able to mix it and do a proper, render it to a final song, okay? So you can't leave your parts here. And that can get a little confusing for people. So let me show you a couple ways to get from your session window into the arrange window. So one way to get your ideas from the session window into the arrangement window, one, we're going to turn off this loop because we want it to record into here. And all we have to do is just simply hit the record button. Like we can play this and then stop it. And now it's they're all ready to go. As you can see, they've all got kind of the green arrow here. So I could just hit the record button and it'll just start recording these into the arrangement window. So go ahead and watch this. If we flip over, you see it'll record into here. And then it just repeats. So we can just have this right here. So let's just make this 17 bars. And now we've got our parts here, but this is where it gets a little complicated. And this is usually why I tell people that it's better to just arrange your songs in the arrangement window to start with instead of the session window. As you can see, these look kind of grayed out. The reason for that is that these are still playing over here. So for example, if I try to come over here, let me turn this off real quick, get our automation on by hitting A. If I try to, let's say, just make a volume slope coming up, right? And I hit play for our drums, I'll just solo this. As you see, it's not actually working. You're not getting the volume slope, it's just full volume. And that's because it's playing over here instead of over here. So my recommendation is actually once you get your part into the arrange window, if you just highlight and delete all these, and then just click this right here, this says, hey, we don't want to work from the session window, we just want to work in the arrange window. Now, you can arrange it properly and this volume will work. And so forth, okay? So that's really important. So anytime that you see something grayed out here, it would normally mean that you've got parts over here that are green like this. If you do that, then as you can see, this one is grayed out because this one's actually here. So these actually take up the same space. They're the same track essentially. So it's almost like you're choosing between the session window or the arrange window. And that's why I normally recommend that you just get rid of these once you get in the arrange window, and that way there's no confusion. If you want to keep them for some reason, then just make sure you come over here and you click, and now you've got your part in here, and now you can do all your cut, copy, and paste and arranging your song over here. Now there's other ways to get your ideas into the arrange window. So let's just jump into that real quick. We'll delete here. So instead of having to record the part in, you could literally just highlight these here, copy, and then come over here to the first track and paste. And it'll just paste in each of these parts, and then you can draw this out. All right. Another way that you can get your parts in is you can highlight and drag over. See where right here, this is a session window. This circle up here, that's the arrange window. And then you can just drag it in. So those are the ways that you can get ideas from the session window to the arrangement window. Now, what I recommend is instead of working in the session window, there's a lot to be said. Let me just get rid of these right here. There's a lot to be said of just saying, hey, I'm going to start like an 8-bar loop. And you just set a loop point, turn the loop on here, and then you could drag in your loops or whatever here. And then for these different parts, let me just pull these to the side. So if I were to want to create these MIDI parts, I could just kind of highlight and drag, and then Command-Shift-M to create a MIDI part. That'll create an 8-bar loop because that's the length that we got, right? And then you could just make your loop here, and then you can just continue building your song as a loop until you get your idea down, and then you can build it in the arrange window from there. Once again, nothing will end up being a final song until you get into the arrange window. So a lot of times working in the session window can kind of be a form of procrastination because there are so many different things that you can do over here that you can sometimes get lost in idea mode and never really commit to ideas. Over here, you're kind of forced to commit to a certain idea and build on it. So once again, it's up to you whether you want to use the session window or the arrange window. I transitioned years ago to pretty strictly using the arrangement window, and I got to say it made my songwriting speed up about four times faster. Now, if you're using a push, the push still mainly works in the session window or using the session view. So you have to start your song here. But once you get your basic idea, I recommend that you copy it into the arrange windows as quickly as possible. And I think that you'll move a lot faster. So I hope that helps. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.